Let's go ahead and simulate a disaster in a SQL environment and see how we can utilize these snapshots for recovery. So on my SQL server, you see I have my C partition and I have my D partition. D is where SQL is running off of. If I simply come over here and navigate to my SQL environment, what I'm going to go ahead first is I'll log into SQL, and you'll see the fact that the SQL server is up and it's running and it's very healthy. So now I'm going to go ahead and log into SQL, and I'm going to connect into SQL, and what you'll see are the various databases that are running in SQL. So here, as I browse down to the databases, you'll see there's a marketing and there's a sales database. So the server's up and running. There's no problem with SQL at this point. Let's go ahead and simulate a disk failure. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and simulate a failure of SQL. I'm going to take the D drive, I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to select Delete Volume. And I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. And in this case, what I'm doing is I'm destroying the D drive where SQL is running off of. This is very similar to suffering any type of disk failure or not access to that primary storage, whatever it may be. At this point, SQL is down, and I'm not able to go ahead and continue my business operations with SQL being down. Okay. What you'll obviously see now is after I've destroyed the D drive, when I connect back into SQL, I will not be able to connect back in because there's no more D drive. So as I try to connect in, you'll see the delay here because there's no more D drive. So right now you've suffered a failure. Your business is being impacted, and today you have to rebuild that D drive. After you rebuild that D drive, you have to restore all that data back into that D drive, and all that could take time. What I'd like to go ahead and show you is instant availability, instantly accessing your backup data to continue your business operation. To go ahead and perform instant availability, I simply go back to our single management console. And from here, I browse down to my SQL server. And from my SQL server, I select next the D drive. And I have now two recovery points that I can go ahead and recover from. I can recover from the first one, or I can recover from the second one. Any one of these recovery points I can recover from. So I'm going to go ahead and select the latest snapshot. And then from the latest snapshot, I'm going to go ahead and simply click on it. And in this case, I'm going to right-click on it and select Map. Next, it brings up a selection here, and it's asking me, what server do I want to map this snapshot of the D drive as SQL to? So what I will do is I will come back here, I'll select the SQL server, and I'm going to go ahead and select the D drive. And by clicking OK, I'm confirming the fact that I'm going to take the snapshot of the D drive of SQL that I have on the fast system. I'm going to create a LUN and mount that back up instantly back as the new D drive. When that completes, in the short amount of time, that D drive that we're mounted back up will now actually be running off of your secondary storage. It will be running off of the fast system. So here, you see it's successfully mapped. Next, I go back into SQL. So now, being on the SQL server, what you see is you see the C drive, you see the D drive that I destroyed, and there's a new one that we went ahead and mounted. This D drive is actually running off of the fast system. So now, let's go ahead and log back into SQL and show the fact that it's up and running. So what I'll do is I'll simply go ahead and now launch SQL, and you can see now, I'm successfully able to connect into SQL, see my databases, and I'm up and running, where previously I was not since I destroyed the D drive. So the ability to instantly access your data in seconds, continue your business operation, and able to go ahead and as you're running off of your secondary storage, fix your primary problem, and go ahead and sync the changes back to your primary storage, all done instantaneously.